Wednesday. Welcome back to my channel, Simple Michelle. Hey, I'm here working, hang out and listen to the promise at the same time with me.
Hi guys, welcome to another video. Welcome to my channel, Simply Michelle. I have been reading the story called The Promise, written by moi, of course. And before we go into today's story or episode, there will be no pictures for this video. Yes, no pictures. And going forward, we'll be kind of scaling back on the pictures, not wanting the story to be limited to whatever pictures there are available at the moment. However, for this particular story, no pictures whatsoever. And it promises to be steamy. So stay tuned and listen until the end. So without itching, let's get right into it. After the wedding reception had ended, Mr. Flynn, Daniel, and the Jones stayed back to organize the gifts and remainder of Tessa's and Ben's cake, making sure they have surplus to put away for their first anniversary when it comes. However, Mrs. Jones and Pam had done all the organizing and packed while the men sat around drinking, talking, laughing, and sporting around their jokes, then suddenly bursting out with laughter that startled Pam and Mrs. Jones. "So how are we doing it?" asked Pam. "What are you talking about?" asked Barbara Jones. "The gifts and cake, of course," echoed Pam. "Well, we're going to send them off ahead of us. Mr. Jones and myself and the Flynns are leaving first. As you know, we are going straight to Boston to sort out the newlyweds home. So after their honeymoon, they can return to a comfortable matrimonial home," expressed Mrs. Jones, as the proud mom she is. Pam pat her on the shoulders and whispered, "You have done well, both you and Byron. You guys have raised a fine young man," expressed Pam. "Thank you, Pamela," she said. "Talking about young man, where are your nieces and the boys?" asked Mrs. Jones. "After we send off the newlyweds, they all paired up and left to have their after party, I guess," said Pamela with a smile on her face, and Mrs. Jones murmured, "Well, they are only young ones." Pam nodded her head in agreement. Later that night, Ben opened the door and helped his wife out of the vehicle. "Hold on a second, my love. Let me help you with your dress. It's sweeping the ground." He gently rolled it and lifted up in his hands to make it easier for Tessa to move. "I know you don't like elevators. However, focus on me and you will be all right," said Ben, and moved closer to hug his wife. "We are here. Wait a minute. I want to carry you over the threshold," expressed Ben, and lift her in his arms. "But I wouldn't have taken you to be a traditional person," said Tessa with a laugh. This practice originated from ancient Rome A groom taking his wife over the threshold refers to symbolizing the start of their married life together and often seen as a way to protect her from bad luck. A little tradition is good for us all, whispered Ben in her ears. Reach in my right pocket for the master slip key. Try again. Ah, got it? Yes, I got it. With triumph, Tessa beamed and whispered. With the first swipe, it opened. My love, can you let me stand now? Said Tessa. No, I don't want you to, said Ben. Well, I'm yours forever. The choice is yours, she whispered and smiled. He kissed her on the lips and murmured straight, don't ever forget that, baby. That made Tessa laugh. This is amazing, Ben. I will be right back. I'm going to freshen up a second, said Tessa, and left for the restroom. Ashley and Julie had moved her things into the master suite earlier. She had quickly brushed her teeth and washed her face, also have a bath. Oh Lord. Ashley, what am I going to do with this girl? What am I supposed to wear these? These things, they are all so naked and sexy. Tessa felt nervous. She could not stop fidgeting. She decided to give herself a pep talk. Come on, Tess, pull yourself together. You got this. Hey, no, I don't got this at all. I really don't, she said and began to pace the bathroom floor. Then came a sudden knock on the door. Are you okay, my love? Asked Ben, feeling concerned. Yes, I'm fine. Coming shortly, she echoed. 2 minutes later, Tessa stepped out the door. She was a vision to look upon. Instantaneously, Ben felt the blood rushed in his body to his manhood, and he was pinned, frozen, could not move. She looked up, met his gaze. It seemed almost as if Ben has transferred his boldness to his wife. She stepped forward. The firm planes of his face softened as she drew closer to him and kissed him gently. She explored his mouth, and her confidence grew as he allowed her to set the pace. She removed the belt from his robe, slipped her hands beneath, and stilled. Beneath his robe, he had nothing but his birthday suit. Full and raw passion for her, she suddenly pulled her lips from his and stepped back. Incapable of keeping her gaze from looking down, she feasted her eyes on his thick, muscular chest and his flat stomach. Then she paused once more as her eyes locked onto his manhood. She felt them widen as if they were bulging from her head. She looked up and met his gaze once again. Are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure this is what you want to do tonight, my love? I can wait until you're rested. We have both have a long day. I could give you some time to calm down. No. Yes, I want this. I want this, Ben. responded Tessa. Ben smiled, stepped out of his robe. Her gaze once again swept his body in his full birthday suit, fully vertically raised. He was magnificent, she thought. She stepped closer and pressed herself full length against her husband, the man she loved more than life itself, and wrapped her arms around him, her hands roving his beautiful muscular shoulders and his smooth, broad back as they gently kissed. And as their kiss became urgent, melted, she boldly slid her hands between them, secure her fingers around his member, astonished at the feel of silk skin sliding over hot, hard flesh, then growing firmer and wide as she held him. Then he pulled away. She held on the more to him, murmuring her disapproval into his mouth. Nevertheless, he lifted his lips from hers and firmly he returned her. He brought his arms around her, his hands seeking her bosom as he pecked at her neck. She tilted her head, giving better access, sighing her pleasure. Soon after, he removed her bit of red lace that was supposed to be a lingerie. A shiver trailed across her skin, followed by a warm breath, caressed her nape. Surely she was not cold. However, she was overcome with heat, shivering with need. He turned her to face him, his dark intention written all over his face, with his attentiveness fierce, while her inside is like a powerful whirlpool in the sea. The urgent need erupted at the wonder of his face. Her breathing came quickly and shallow, with the desire to rush him, and she gripped at his arms. "Ben, please," she beckoned. He shook his head, his hot gaze locked onto her lips, now so hard they ache. "No, my love, not as yet," said Ben. He clutched her beautiful hips, his hands firm yet gentle, and held her in place. "It's my intention to make this a night we both remember for the rest of our lives, my love. I know it's your first time, so I will be gentle. Also, I am in no rush, but taking it nice and slow." He dipped his head, slid his tongue around her lips. He nibbled gently with his teeth and pulled with his lips that filled her with pure torture. It had her gaping for more. She tangled her fingers in his hair, pinning him tight to her bosom as she gave into the sweet feelings swirling around inside, slanting her head backwards with eyes closed as her entire body engulfed in flame of passion. While the swirling feelings spiraled higher, they both finally landed onto the huge king-size bed, covered in crimson red rose petals. He raised her leg, tasted and caressed behind her knee, running his teeth along her inner thigh. At the first probe of his tongue, Tessa's eyes flew open. Nevertheless, She saw nothing. Her hips swayed, and he held her still as he tasted into her intimate places, teasing with intensity. Ben held his wife by the hips, captive, and she clutched mindlessly at his hair and then sink her fingers into the sheets, which she laid. Tessa arched as a hot wave of passion gasped her, consuming her as it swept her away. Higher. Ben knew this was the right time. She was ready. Then his weight was on her, between her thighs. She could feel him nudging at her entrance. Spontaneously, she tilted her hips, and then slowly, he knew her, stretching her. Ben withdrew and knew her again. Once, twice, and then a sharp pain. Before it could really register, it was gone as soon as it came. And he was now one with his wife. Then he began to move deeply, relentlessly, powerfully, and she rode that wave of passion once more until it peaked. Oh my God! Exclaimed Tessa as she cried out, and her world shattered into bone-melting pleasure. As she levitated in ecstasy, Tessa felt Ben gripping her as if he is holding on for dear life. The force surged through Ben as he proceeded in knowing her after he cried out, Tessa. Then she felt the warmth of him deep inside her. Then came the tears, clouding her throat, flooding her eyes, rolling down her cheeks as Tessa glorified in the feeling of Ben's weight on her. Knowing he was still buried within her uttermost part, she felt truly alive for the first time in her life. Ben brushed her cheek with a thumb. Why are you crying, my love? His voice low and raspy. Tessa nodded her head and said, I am just happy. Ben kissed her lovingly, tenderly, and drew her into his arms, placing her head on his chest, holding her as they fell asleep in each other's arms. I don't know about you, I'm hot. It was early in the next morning. Time for Ben to hit the gym. He decided not to leave his beautiful bride alone in bed. After all, he was on his honeymoon. Ben leaned over and one hand watching his beloved sleeping gently like a baby. He gently moved a few strands of loose hair from her face. Ben thought to himself, he wasn't certain how this beautiful woman lying beside him had come to mean so much to him. It seemed like it was one day she was a stranger, while the next she was as essential as the air he breathed. And still, it had not happened in a blinding dash. It had been slow enough, sneaky process, I agree. Emotionally and mentally, he realized that without her, his life lacked all meaning. Ben quickly reminisced on last night's events. Being with his wife, he touched her chin, lifting her face until he could peer into her eyes. They seemed to glow from within, glittering with unshed tears. Her lips were trembling, and he knew that she was as affected by the moment as he was. Ben gently shook his head, breaking from the beautiful thoughts
I'm just
of last
texting.
evening with a huge smile on his
Just
face.
texting on my behalf.
What are you smiling about, Mr. Allen? She asked. Ben drew back a few inches, cupping her face gently with both hands. How did you know I was smiling? He asked. Even though my eyes are closed, I could feel it on my lips, said Tessa with a smile in her voice. He brought his finger to her lips, tracing the outline, then running the edge of his fingernail along her soft skin. It sent shivers down her spine. You made me smile, Mrs. Allen, he whispered. When you don't make me scream, you are making me smile like an idiot. What did I do to deserve such blessing, Mrs. Allen? Asked Ben, and that made Tessa giggle. I don't know. Her lips trembled, and her breath was hot, moist against his finger. Ben took her hand and brought it to his mouth, softly sucking at the fingertip, tickling her skin with his teeth and tongue. Tessa gasped. There were a million things that Ben wanted to ask her. How did she feel? What did she felt last night? But he was so happy. He just wanted to enjoy her slowly. And so he gave her kisses instead, returning his lips to hers in searing, barely controlled dance of desire. Ben whispered her name like a benediction. Tessa. Then murmured, I want you. He groaned. What is stopping you? Responded Tessa. For some reason, that response was like oil on the fire. He leaned in and clutched her, pinning her with his full weight, pressing into her skin. As his lips traveled down the elegant column of her throat, he moved lower, burning a hot trail on her soft skin.
Thank you, Sister Elise. I am using microphone. But China is listening to the story. Yes, yes. He's not allowed to take phone to school, so I'm using his phone to monitor the live.
And it drove Ben crazy. And oh, how he dreamt of her wanting, craving his every touch, and he could no longer held back. He parted her like the Red Sea and knew her once again. And this continued until they were both tired and finally realized that it was about lunchtime as both their stomach growled. So, my lovely people, we will be stopping here for today. So, you have reached thus far in the story. You are hearing what is happening with Mr. and Mrs. Olive in the privacy of their hotel room. So anyway, you have reached this far, my lovely people. I love and appreciate you all. Thank you for listening. If it's your first time, remember to subscribe before you leave. You have watched a video, now it's time for you to subscribe, to like and share. And you'll see you over there in the pink top. Yeah, and the blue shirt, and all of you behind them, come on and do the right thing. Subscribe, like and share, and help us reach 1,000 before the year is out. And for all my returning subscribers, we love you all, love and appreciate you. And continue to keep the comment section buzzing. Let me know what you think about Ben and Tessa, their first encounter under the sheets. Let me know. Please share what are your thoughts. It's not yet summer, it's still winter, but it's getting hot in here. So, like I always say, Philippians 4, verse 30. I can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth me. So, whatsoever you find to do today, do it to the best of your ability. Hey guys, welcome to another video. And I have been reading the story called The Promise, written by moi, of course. And without itching, let's get right into it. Are you enjoying your lunch, love? Asks Ben. Yes, actually I am. I had no idea I was that hungry, said Tessa. Well, we have not eaten since our reception. We were too busy getting our fill on each other, said Ben, looking pleased with himself. He stared at her, raising a brow. Tessa felt blush. Babe, she whispered, looking across the room, searching to see if anyone had heard. With one brow raised into a curiously arrogant arch, Ben cocked his head slightly to the side as he said, I find myself feeling rather curious as to how and where did you learn how to be so wonderful making love, seeing it was your first ever encounter. Before you answer, I just want you to know you are everything I have hoped and dreamt about. And more, I feel like I can't get enough of you, and that brings me joy, said Ben. She sighed, and her eyes grew nostalgic. Then she smiled. I guess I have learned some things from the books I have read over the years, plus the love I have for you, direct the emotions I feel towards you. Therefore, those emotions inspired me to do things to and with you I haven't even thought was possible. It's like my real self emerged and I become one with you, expressed Tessa. I got him, Jay. So how I got does Daddy that Jordan. Make you feel? He asked quietly. I got him. It makes me feel excited. He's on the phone with Grandma. Alive and at peace. And yes, I do feel like I can't get enough of you also. As if I am anticipating our next time to be together, expressed Tessa. He took her hands and brought them to his lips, gently kissing each one in turn. As if that was not enough, then drew her close and dropped the softest, most fleeting of kisses onto her forehead. Babe, we are out in public, she whispered. I don't care. You are my wife, and I am not ashamed of the love I have for you. Get used to it, my love. You are all mine, and I want the world to know said Ben. Tessa
Happy
turned
birthday.
pink. He stared at her for a moment, his eyes boring into hers. Then he took her by the hand and said, "Come with me." He pulled her behind him, nearly causing them to fall. They turned the second corner and then around the beautiful waterfall with a beautiful garden revealing the lush, vibrant tropic foliage, colorful flowers enhancing the winding pathways through the greenery. There were a natural pool at the base of the fall, cascading water over rocks, the tranquil sound of the rushing water, while the butterflies, small birds, chirping about what was heavenly. Uh, where are we? Asked Tessa. Turn around, my love. Tessa's mouth fell open. Oh my goodness! Where are we? She repeated, mesmerized. You mentioned the other day that the garden at the front was becoming your favorite place. So I got curious and asked around the hotel, were there any other garden with a wall? So here we are, he said. Oh my love, you are so thoughtful, Ben. I love it. This is indeed my favorite place of all, expressed Tessa, and Ben could not help but to laugh. She hugged him and placed a soft kiss on his lips. That took Ben by surprise, followed by a sweet murmur. I love you, Ben. Thank you for being just the way you are. He smiled. I shrugged. I have not yet decided if I want to kiss you breathless or just throw caution to the wind and take you passionately right here, he said in a harsh voice and eyes filled with need. I am sure that has its disadvantages. However, it is so darn liberating, she expressed. To heck with it, he exclaimed, rushed to Tessa, took her in his arms and murmured, "You're mine," as if she was anticipating his response. Her excitement mirrored his as she welcomed him with enthusiasm. His tongue parted her lips as his hand skimmered down her back to the swell of her bottom, and he cupped her, lifting as he angled his head and deepened the kiss as his hard rage pressed into her stomach. Strange sensations spiraled through her. She could not believe how one kiss made her feel such excitement or the effect she was having, and this spectacular masculine man, my husband. And that thought made her dizzy with pleasure. Suddenly Ben phone buzzed. He ignored it, but it has gotten louder. This has to be Jesus calling.
Yeah.
Are they not aware we're on
Like
our
you did
honeymoon?
yesterday.
He hissed. While Ben took the call, Tessa tried to straighten herself. Yes, Jason,
That is
he
a on the
answered,
phone,
annoyed.
Grandma. I heard it.
Yes, Mr. Allen. We have you and your wife down to visit downtown for us today. Just giving a heads up that the bus leaves in the next 15 minutes, explained the tour guide. Okay, Jason. Sorry for the way I answered the call earlier. Apologized Ben. Okay, sir. Apology accepted. No worries. One last thing, Jason. If my wife and I don't turn up by the time of departure, it's fine. You may leave, said Ben. Okay, sir. Noted. Is everything okay? Asked Tessa. Yes, my love. The tour guide we had booked for Danjura Falls leaves in the next, paused Ben to look at his watch. In the next 12 minutes or so. Are you still interested in visiting today? He asked. Well, the time is quickly getting away, so I would rather go another time, she expressed. Well, we have missed our tour. What do you have in mind for the rest of the afternoon, Mrs. Allen? He asked. We can always resume our previous activity. Before we were rudely interrupted, expressed Ben. That made Tessa laugh, after which she muttered, It's a beautiful day. Yes, it is, agreed Ben. Tessa removed her book from her bag and sat under a tree nearby the falls and began to read. Ben moved in, placed his head in her lap as she sat down. His eyes closed with his head held back, with his hands folded on his chest. She stared down, looking at his handsome face, cheek and bone elegantly framed, with a neatly straight nose and puffed, fat, juicy lips. He felt so warm, though his muscles were hard and powerful. His skin was seductively soft. He smelled so good. A welcoming masculine mixture of woodsy, leathery scent that filled her nostrils. Tessa gently touched her fingers to his lips. It felt so soft. It caused him to shiver, but he seems to still be asleep. Tessa tried to whisper under her breath, Oh my goodness, you are so gorgeous. I'm so happy you are mine, she whispered. Ben suddenly looked up at her with eyes piercingly intense and full of need. Ben said softly, Good to know, my love. However, if you keep touching me like that and uttering sweet words, you may find it's no longer an option for you to sit there reading your book peacefully. He groaned.
All right, Ben.
Aren't you supposed to be sleeping? She asked, feeling contrite. Do not get me wrong, my love. I'm not reprimanding you. I'm all yours to do as you please. However, I'm just stating the obvious. You should know I am here resting my eyes only to allow you to enjoy this beautiful fresh air. Nevertheless, it's not without difficulty, as your scent is so invigorating, as if it's calling and pulling me, he expressed. As if Ben read her thoughts, he pulled away as his achingly harsh voice echoed, Tessa, you need to tell me what you want now. Is it to read your book or what? She opened her mouth to speak, but could only manage to say, I want you now. Ben's eyes intensified with need at the sound of her desire for him. Her voice was raspy, breathing labored. Not here, love. Let's go, he said, took her by the hands. In less than 10 minutes, they were back in their hotel room. The newlyweds could not get enough of each other. He thought he wanted his wife before, but this was beyond them both. This was a spiritual connection that joined in their soul,
Spiritual
and he
connection.
knew her. And he knew her over and over again. Tessa, Tessa, grunted, calling her name, reminding himself that this time was all about her, ensuring to please her needs. He obviously did not disappoint. Tessa stared shamelessly at her husband as he pulled on his underpants. Ben stood straight and proud. He caught her watching him and gave her a mischievous smile that was warm and sweet. It caused her to blush. She rolled over in the bed and started to giggle. Oh my God, Ben, stop. What am I doing? He said, I'm going to run a warm bath. Do you care to join? He asked, and she nodded yes. 20 minutes later, the bath in the master suite was huge. Ben filled the tub with a little more water or two, with elegant scented soaps and oils. Soaking in that heating warm water was heavenly, feeling it hugging every inch of my skin so gentle, breathing in the aroma of the bubbles. Ah, it was sensational. Thank you, my love, expressed Tessa. I am pleased you enjoyed it, my love. That was the aim, he said, and kissed her on the cheek. Can you help me with this cuff link, please? He asked. No problem, she said with a smile. So after the happy couple left for their dinner, 15 minutes later, dinner was excellent. The steamed fish and lobster were tasty, along with the gongo peas and rice. It has quickly become the couple's favorite. Ben was now becoming addicted to the soursop juice, while Tessa cannot get enough of her June plum and carrot juices. Nevertheless, both have hardly ate their meal. I notice you have already touched your dinner, asked Ben. It's really delicious. I'm not hungry, that's all, said Tessa. I could ask you the same though, she said. Yes, I am feeling bloated. I had really overdid it at lunch earlier today, said Ben. Tessa nodded her head in agreement. Can you close your eyes, my love? Asked Ben. What are you up to now, Mr. Allen? She asked with a smile. Okay, my eyes are closed. No peeking, Tessa. Now open. He handed her a beautiful gift box and a bunch of red roses that brought back memories.
Thank you,
She
sis.
opened the
Thank
box, took out the note, a very shiny high-end hotel necklace. The new lovely rose flower necklace with gold pendant. Oh babe, this is elegant. I love it. Thank you, my love. She leaned in and kissed him. No thanks is needed, my love. Red roses are one of your favorites. You did so well with pulling off our beautiful destination wedding in such little time. This is my way of saying thank you. And you deserve the very best, my love, he expressed. Thank you, Ben, she said. Turn around. Let me help you with it. He gently removed a bunch of hair that were at her neck and closed the necklace. Tessa gently fondled with her new necklace. It pleased Ben to see how much she liked it. Soon after, both Ben and Tessa left to watch the show at the poolside. Everyone cheered as the performers danced and dived into the pool, followed by the firework dancers. They were very neatly choreographed, and the crowd loved it. Ben took Tessa's hand and led her to the side of the pool, then a little further out of the noise. I love the fireworks, said Tessa. May I have this dance? He asked. It's my pleasure, she responded. As they both started to dance, he held her around the waist and a hand on her shoulder, standing in the same spot, enjoying themselves. The night was festive, so the couple were happy, having a good time. The other couples were friendly. Therefore, they met another newlywed, Sandy and James Miller. They were from England, beautiful couple. Sandy was from Jamaica, born and raised, while James was Caucasian, born in England. Both live in Britain, but decided to get married here in Jamaica, like Ben and Tessa, of course. So, have you guys tried the lobster at the beach? I don't know if it's having it in the water or just the spice and the seasoning. But I think it's really the spice and the seasoning because we rock here in Jamaica when it comes to our food, said Sandy. And also the couple's massage. It's to die for. No, not as yet. We will soon. This is our first day here as husband and wife. So we are caught up in the honeymoon phase, still discovering each other, responded Ben. But we will before we leave, of course. Tessa was still wrapped in Ben's arms while he was giving her the backway hug. Sandy responded, I know what you mean. James and I have been here 3 weeks and a half since our wedding, and we can't get enough of each other, said Sandy. I hope we never get enough of each other. I get used to having enough of each other, said James. Ben released a hand and fist bumped him in agreement with a knowing laugh. Tessa and Sandy looked at each other and rolled their eyes with a smile.
Pepper in it as well. Pepper.
My wife and I know each
Use the
other.
skin because it's really hot.
My wife and I know each other from university. We lost contact for about 3 years because I graduated early and got some complicated issues dealing with that at the time, as it resulted with us lost communication. She was studying law and I was doing medicine. To make it all worse, she knew the Lord and I didn't. It
Let's
got
marry,
challenging real
yes.
fast. As a result, we lost
Yeah,
communication.
man.
3 years went by and still I couldn't get hold of her. I couldn't get her out of my mind. That little fiery girl that could not talk about her Jesus, could not stop talking about her Jesus. She was on fire for her God, and I really admire her for that. Nevertheless, her beauty and personality was a plus, expressed James with exaggeration,
was like a
and
bunch of
everyone
roses.
burst out in laughter. Well, she's right here as evidence. He pointed to his wife. Well, said James, and continued speaking. So I was 22 at the time, just getting my bearings to start on my own. 3 years after, I reached out to some friends that knew her. They informed me she graduated and moved back to Jamaica. However, I had no idea we're in Jamaica, so I threw caution to the wind. Came to Jamaica that summer. With an open mind, of course. 3 weeks went by. No success of finding her. I had 1 week left before I returned home to England. I felt devastated. Mind you, I didn't know the Lord at that time, so I didn't know how to pray. However, I remember standing in the lounge in the area at this very hotel with my hands in my pockets, looking to the heavens and said, well, God, you see that I have tried. Nevertheless, I know I'm far
Don't
from
make
you,
plans.
but if you let
Not
me
the
find
plans.
her, I will consider coming to know you. Guys, I'm not joking. That was all I said earnestly. As I looked down, the entrance of the lounge, ready to call it a day, maybe quits even. Who do I saw walking into the hotel? with her briefcase in her hand, stepping towards me in slow motion, with the wind blowing her hair, just like a scene out of a movie.
Lux.
No way, said Ben. You were kidding me, expressed Tessa. He's telling the truth, said Sandra, nodding her head with a happy grin on her face. Wow, exclaimed Ben and Tessa. Wow. Are you guys for real? Asked Ben. And James nodded his head, feeling happy and looking so pleased. Well, guys, we have come to the end of this video. Wow, indeed. Wow. What do you call this? What James is expressing, it seems surreal, but it do happen to people in life. So guys, in order to find out how the rest of the story goes, and James and Sandra Miller, of course, Tessa and Ben's new friends, stay tuned to find out more about this interesting couple. So, you have reached the end of this video, and this is your first time, remember to subscribe, like, and share, and become a part of the Simply Michelle family. And thank you to all my returning subscribers. Bless you, all my newbies that are here. Happy to have you all. Those that are watching in the bush, come on, man. Let your voice be heard. Talk up into the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. And yes, this is the story coming to bomb with Ben and Tessa. And like I always say, Philippians 4 verse 13. Philippians 4 verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So whatever you find to do today, do it to the best of your ability. Bye-bye. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Simply Michelle. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. And I have been reading a story called The Promise, written by moi, of course. And yes, I see that persons have been enjoying thus far. It's showing in the comment section. Appreciate each and every one of you for your support, for being here, and for coming back. God bless you, bless you, bless you. So, without itching, let us get right into the story. I tell you guys, I am not perfect, but from that day, I never looked at God the same. And let me tell you, meeting Sandra that day was no coincidence. It was definitely the work of the Lord, said James. What he didn't tell you guys was that day I came to the wrong lounge. Actually, I had a meeting with the brand manager for the hotel. However, it was my first time visiting and lost my direction, shame to say. Then lo and behold, as you heard, I walked right into my past, who have become my future, and now my husband. However, I do not want to bore you guys, said Sandra. No way, Sandra. We are not bored at all. Actually, my wife and I can identify with the awesomeness of God and how He had led us together also. Nevertheless, next time we can share with you guys if the opportunity presents itself, said Ben. Most definitely. We will hold you to that, Ben, said James. How about we meet up in the morning at the beach for that crab and lobster in the water? Said Sandra. Then agreed James. What do you think, my love? Asked Tessa. No problem, provided that we can have our couples massage after, responded Ben. Absolutely. We will be back in more than sufficient time, responded James. Okay, we're in, said Ben. I take it you guys are also followers of Christ, asked Sandra. Yes, we are his followers, of course, answered Tessa with a pleased look on her face. So, where do you guys worship? Asked Ben. We worship at Hackney, UPC. Bless the Lord. I have been a follower of Christ for a while, over a year. Nevertheless, my wife has been a follower of his for over 20 years, said James.
Nice.
We are happy to have met you guys. Hopefully we'll stay in touch, said Tessa and Ben. Yes, agreed, said the Millers, after which they retired for the night. The night began to get chilly. That's when Ben and Tessa called it quits. 10 minutes later, Tessa ran a warm bath. Soon after, they were cuddling in bed. What a beautiful story the Millers shared earlier, expressed Tessa. Yes, it reminds me a lot of us. It's just awesome how God works. He really do all things well, said Ben. They seem to be a lovely couple. I am pleased to have met them, expressed Tessa. Yes, they seem to be nice people, agreed Ben. You know Sam proposed to Ashley, right? Yes, I was there when she told us. I wonder why Sam didn't say it to you earlier, said Tessa. I think he's waiting until after our wedding and for us to get back home first, not wanting to raid on our parade or on our moment. Knowing Sam, he has always been so thoughtful. He will be a good husband to Ashley. They suit each other well, expressed Ben. Yes, murmured Tessa. They'll be fine. Tessa reached for the note Ben had given her earlier with the necklace. Tessa reached for the note Ben had given her earlier with the necklace. Thank you for this note. It means a lot, said Tessa. More
Thank
than
you,
the
Sister Alice.
necklace,
Love you too.
asked
Love you
Ben,
guys.
jokingly with a smile. Yes and no, she answered honestly. The note reads, to my wife, Mrs. Tessa Marie Alain, the only woman who is able to touch my heart in places I once thought was unknown. You have caused me to feel emotions I have only read about and once assumed to be met. In less than 2 days, I have come to realize meeting you was faith. Becoming your friend was a choice, but falling in love with you was beyond my control. It took me a few seconds to say I love you and 3 hours to explain it. And now, I have a lifetime to prove it to you. I love you, babe. You soothe the rhythm of my flesh with peace, and it is with uttermost gratitude. I thank the Lord for sending you to me. I am honored to walk through the chaos and beauty with your soul needed to mine. My heart is at peace knowing you are permanently in my life.
Thank you for
Tessa
the
read the
hearts,
note
guys.
that Ben had handed
Appreciate
to
it.
her with the necklace, then gently folded the note. She looked at Ben and could not stop crying tears of joy. He pulled her in his arms and sent trails of kisses all over her face that made her smile. Soon after, they fell asleep in each other's arms. The following morning, the happy couple decided to have a light breakfast in their hotel room while they made a few calls. Hey mom, did you and dad make it back safely? Asked Ben. Oh my goodness. You heard that, Aaron? He's calling us mom and dad once more. Thank you, Jesus. I knew this day would come. Being Mrs. Jones was not able to control her emotion. Get used to it, mom. Get used to it, mom. It took me a while. So sorry for taking so long to get here, expressed Ben. Mrs. Jones was overwhelmed with emotions. Mr. Jones moved in and took over the call. No apology needed, son. No apology needed. We're just overjoyed. Thank you. Thank you for making us proud parents and happy ones, to say the least, said Mr. Jones, as his voice has broken. As a result, he took a pause, trying to compose himself. Dad? Dad? Are you okay? Asked Ben frantically. I am fine, son. My eyes are just running water. It seems something got into them. That made Ben smile. I love you too, Dad, said Ben. All right, my son. Let me put you back to your mom. Give Tessa my love, said Mr. Jones, and handed his wife the phone. Yes, son. Sorry for that. We are home. We're fine. Also, you and Tessa, also, you and Tessa home in Boston are sorted. Say hello to Tessa. Give her my love. You guys enjoy yourselves now. See you after you get back home. And take care of yourselves. She's right here, Mom. You can tell her.
Love you too,
Said
Sister
Ben.
Elise. Love you too.
Hello, Mrs. Jones. Thank
I
you
keep
for
calling you Sister
everything, said
Elise, it's Sister
Tessa.
Elsie. So,
You are family, Tessa dear. Feel free to call me Mom or Barbara, said Mrs. Jones. Okay, Mom, said Tessa and smiled. There you go. That's better, my beautiful daughter, said Mrs. Jones. I will not hold you any longer. Love you both, said Mrs. Jones. Love you, responded Tessa. Okay, Mom, love you. Later, said Ben and ended the call. Ring! Ring! Ben's phone began to buzz in his hand. Hello? Hey, Sam. What's up, dude? Ben beaming with joy. Top of the morning to you and your lovely wife, echoed Sam. Greetings, Sam. How are you and Ash? Asked Tessa. Hey, girl, we're fine. How does it feel to be a married woman? You know what, Tess, save that answer for later when we really get to talk. Out of the presence of these boys, said Ashley with a laugh. Okay, Ash, we will talk soon, said Tessa with a big smile and handed Ben the phone. So, Ben, Greg and Patricia had to leave early. They have some emergency work our assignment to deal with. They didn't want to disturb you guys on your honeymoon, so here I am passing the message. I also have something I have been meaning to tell you. However, I'm letting you know now. Ashley and I are engaged. I asked her to marry me, said Sam. Yes, I will fill you in on the details when you guys get back, said Sam. What about Mike? How is he? Asked Ben. Well, he's having the time of his life. He and Jules, of course. He said he will hail you guys when you get back to Boston. Something about allowing the newlyweds to fly and spread their wings and discover the nest. Love them. That's my boy. He's seizing the moment, said Ben. Yes, that is Michael, all right. Nevertheless, Michael and I were leaving for Boston day after tomorrow. Take care of yourselves and Mrs. Allen, of course. Love you guys, express Sam. Well, love you guys. I heard you, Sam, said Ben. Love you too, my dude. Love you, my friend, and thanks again for everything, expressed Ben and ended the call. Ben was silent for a moment, just looking into Sim here. What has happened, my love? Asked Tessa. What has happened, my love? Inquired Tessa as she re-entered the sitting room. I was just thinking how blessed we are to have such good friends, he whispered. Tessa nodded his head in agreement, then put the sun lotion in her bag. Ready to leave? For the sea? Remember to pack your shades, my love. Coughed Ben. Are you okay? Asked Tessa. I'm fine, said Ben quickly and nodded his head. Okay, can we go now? So we can return in time for our couple's massage, said Tessa. The sea water was warm and nice. It was a beautiful sunny day. Not to mention the clear, clean, glassy water. It was breathtaking. The Millers were already there having fun, and the fast jet skis. Soon after, they were joined by Ben and Tessa. Ben and Tessa took turns riding the jet skis. They had loads of fun as the warm sea water splashed them in the face. Tessa screamed with excitement as she revved the jet ski. Sandra and James was nowhere in sight. Several hours later, both the Allens and the Millers meet up for a quick lunch in the middle of the shallow part. Meet up for a lunch in the shallow part of the sea. They were having garlic, butter lobster, and crab
Making some nurse's
with
uniform.
and king crab in garlic onion, in garlic and onion with butter. with watermelon, pineapple, and the fried bami. The beautiful view of the mountain that lies in the background gave the ambience of serenity. Ben reached for his wife, hugging her from the back in an attempt to keep her warm. How are you enjoying your roast lobster, my love? He asked. It's different from what I'm used to. It's different from what I'm used to having, but it's delicious nonetheless, especially with the fresh pineapple and watermelon right here in the sea. And oh my God, the peppery seasoned king crabs. Oof. In the pine, in the garlic and butter sauce with the sweet tangy jackfruit. Mm. Oh, I'm tasting paradise, said Tessa, and everyone burst out in laughter. Yes, it is so yummy. I just can't get it enough, agreed Sandra. Agreed Sandra. I have always loved seafood, to be honest, she said. After several hours have passed, Ben exclaimed, thank you guys. It has been a blast. Another day well spent with good company. However, Tess and I, we have to go. We have our spa appointment in a few minutes. To be honest, in less than 20 minutes, explained Ben. Okay, my friend. See you later, said James, while the ladies hugged and said their goodbyes. The earlier parts of the day flew by so quickly. This couple's massage is heavenly. Oh my God, I feel so light and distressed. Just what I needed after a long day of activity on the beach, said Tessa. Amen, responded Ben, with his face covered in face mask and cucumber over his eyes. After which they have complimentary fruits and drinks in the pool. I have to start watching what I'm eating. This hotel is going to get me all sick, said Tessa, laughing. I'm not complaining, said Ben, with a cheeky grin on his face. Cheers
Ben
to
not
new
complaining.
beginnings, love and happiness and long life, said Ben. He stood in his white shirt
What
and
between the
orange shorts
ice and the
to
noise?
match Tessa's swimsuit
Much noise.
as they happily knocked their glasses of fruit juice together to share in their excitement, enjoying the
Thank you for the
rooftop
love
pool.
heart, Sister Elise.
Several days have passed by.
Sister Elsie.
Several days has passed. It was now time for the happy couple to check out of the hotel for their home. While they were doing their final checks at the front desk, the floor manager, Mrs. Tesson Rowe, inquired for the couple. Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Olling. I am Mrs. Tessa Rowe, floor manager here at Secrets, St. James Montego Bay. And she took the fast. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, excuse my manners, said Tesson. It can't be. It can't be, she repeated and apologized. Yes, as I was saying, on the behalf of the hotel and our marketing department, I would like to present you both with this basket of our island finest Jamaican spices and herbs, and also a souvenir. The spices include turmeric, bay leaf, pimento seed, Scotch bonnet pepper, cloves, nutmeg, ginger, garlic, and this souvenir, it's a 2 pound Blue Mountain coffee from right here in Jamaica, up in the peaks of Blue Mountain, of course. We were informed that you are allergic to alcohol, Mr. Allen, so we opt to offer the coffee instead, said Mrs. Rowe. You are both, said Mrs. Rowe. Thank you. On the behalf of my wife and I, we appreciate this token. I assure you it means a lot, and we will find great use for these products. You are both most welcome, she said. Ben had noticed that even though she tried to keep up her public persona, something was bugging this woman. I am sorry, but earlier you seemed overwhelmed when you first saw me. It's almost as if you saw a ghost, as you will say here in Jamaica, asked Ben, and that caused Sandra to chuckle. Well, you see, Mr. Allen, actually, you're right. You look exactly like my late dad. Your persona, your mannerism, your height, every single thing. Actually, it's freaking me out. However, it took me by surprise. I lost my balance, that's all, said Tessa. Still looked all shaken up. I can't, I can't explain it either, Mrs. Rowe. However, you seem so familiar. Nevertheless, I'm sure this is the first time I am meeting you. So excuse me for asking this question I'm about to ask. Go ahead, Mr. Allen, he said. She said, what was your father's maiden name? And if I'm hearing correctly, you said that he passed. You said earlier that he passed. Ben stuttered in confusion. No problem, Mr. Allen. Yes, he has passed away for a lot of many years now. His name was Leroy Allen, she said, and Ben's feet buckled beneath him immediately. Thank God, Tessa.
Smiling has brought back fresh memories to Tessa that she will not be able to forget for the next 1,000 years to come. Ben has set the table for two, while the elegant, perfectly placed portrait above that brings the room from all angles, all brand new furniture, gorgeously placed, from sofas to dining set, coffee table, TV base, and all. It's all looking like a brand new home. Even though, technically, it kind of was for Tessa. But truly, they both have excellent parents that love them dearly. What inch television is that? She asked. It is a 90-inch. Ah, with a surrounding system, of course. It's with a surrounding system. Of course, the only thing that had caused that paused Tessa while Ben stopped, looked, and listened. Must be sports nights, said Tessa. Football, of course, she said with a knowing look. Yes, you're correct, smiled Ben. Come, come on and eat something, my love. Don't allow the food to get cold. I cooked the mac and cheese from scratch. Also, steamed veggies. However, the fried chicken was all my mom. I just heated it. And the soursop juice and your favorite carrot juice was also my mom's doing. She prepared some stuff, some food, and other things and left in the refrigerator for us. So when we get back today, maybe we didn't have any heavy load to live. Your mom, she's so considerate. It's really beautiful that you have started to acknowledge the Joneses as your parents. I can see how much it means to them. It's long overdue. How much you mean to them, she said. It's long overdue. However, I have always acknowledged them as my parents. It just took me a while to say it out loud, explained Ben. Yes, I get it, said Tessa. Thank you for dinner, my love. I appreciate it, said Tessa. You are most welcome. However, eat up, Tessa, said Ben gently. You are going to need your strength from what I have planned for you. Is that so? Answered Tessa in a cheeky
I'm now
voice.
putting in the sleeve.
I have eaten half of the food on my plate. There is absolutely no way I can eat any more, she expressed. He looked at her impulsively, not saying a word, then glanced at his timepiece. I am really full, said Tessa, taking a sip of her irresistible carrot juice. Are you going somewhere? You keep checking your watch, Miss Allen. No, I'm not. Just waiting for you to finish. We have a busy day tomorrow. Just want to spend some quality time with you before I close my eyes. He expressed.
And I hear a man say that, you know, that
Alright.
means,
I will clean up
sit down and
here.
wait for you for all eat the quality.
I will clean up here. Expressed myself. You go and freshen up until I come, huh? She said. Quality time, my foot. I know what you're up to, Mr. Allen. Don't worry, I got you. Whispered Tessa under her breath. What was that? Yelled Ben. Never mind. Just say go and come and wait in. Thank you, my love. He said and left the room. Ring! Ring! Went off Tessa's phone. Hello? Hey! Yes, Ash. Really, Tessa? Do you know what time it is? How come you guys didn't call to let me know you reach?
There's a mama.
All right. And you didn't even take up the phone to bother to say, hey, Ashley, we reached home. And have us here worried back in Jamaica, said Ashley in her patois. I'm sorry, Ash. We got home. And then another thing led to another. I was planning on calling you, honestly, said Tessa. Yes, ma'am. Nothing more than you and Ben going at it like rabbits. Why are you so busy? Just own it up, man. I know all
Own it up,
that
man.
you are married now. But how long does it take to make a phone call? Said Ashley in her Jamaican patois. And Tessa was bursting up in laughter. Ash, calm down. Truly, Ashley, you are something else. When you are angry, LOL, I just can't. I said I'm sorry, did I not? Said Tessa. Since when does sorry makes everything feel better? Now that you are married, try your best, don't leave us behind. Ashley stopped abruptly and sighed. I love you, Tess. I just miss you already. And for some strange reason, I feel like I'm losing my best friend and I am scared, expressed Ashley. Ash, you know I love you. Yes? I might meet some new friends, maybe they're married, but I will never leave you on Jules behind. So what's the real issue here? Why are you scared? What are you scared of? Is something happening? Inquired Tessa. You always see through me, Tess. I love Samuel. However, I am scared even though he is not. I am scared even though he said not to worry about leaving Jamaica. I can't ask him to leave his life in America to live here. And this long distance relationship, truly, it's driving me crazy, man, said Ashley as she tipped in her Jamaican language. How the heck am I going to wait until both of us complete residency? Expressed Ashley. How about you share your concerns with Sam? After all, he is a person who will be able to answer your questions. Also, you may realize you do not have an issue with relocating to live with you in Jamaica. The most important thing is where you both are together will be your home. There are some things that will just have to work itself out. Once it's the will of the Most High God. Come on, Ash, I don't want to preach, but for you both to be together, and it's the will of God, nothing and no one will be able to stop it.
Amen.
Just trust the process, Ash. Encourage Tessa. You see what I'm saying? What could I do? What would I or could I do without you, girl? Expressed Ashley. Okay, thank you. Give my love to your hubby. Continue to have fun. Pay no attention to me when I mention about you two going like rabbits. And love you both. Bye, said Ashley and hung up the call. Tessa looked at the phone and smiled. Ashley. 30 minutes later. Ben,
Been asleep.
you will never guess who called not too long ago. Nice. Oh my God, you startled me. Before Tessa could finish her statement, Ben came behind her, instructing her not to move. He placed his tie over her eyes gently,
Not that bed one.
blindfolding her. Oh, what is this? What is the name of this game? She beamed with excitement. It's called sensory deprivation. It's called sensory
Police and
deprivation.
thief.
Explain.
I got money.
Alright, actually, whispered Tessa. So that's what we're doing? She asked, feeling intrigued. I'm glad you like it, Mrs. Allen. Now be a good girl and do as I say, said Ben in a gentle tone.
Boss is up.
Ben being bossy in his charge made her smile. She struggled with holding still. Tessa, for this to work, you have to stay steady and be serious. Okay, I'm serious now. Go ahead. Do your thing, said Tessa with a smile. Oh my God, said Ben. All right, I'm ready. Go ahead, said Tessa. And he tightened the blindfold over her eyes. My beautiful people, we have come to the end. Reading of a story. What are we going to do with Tessa and Ben?
No,
When will
no.
they get enough of each other? Anyway, let us not hate on the happy couple. They're newlyweds still, nevertheless, still exploring and discovering and going at the rabbits, enjoying each other. Anyway, you over there, what is hindering you? You have been here first, second, and third, fourth, fifth time, and you still have not subscribers. What are you waiting for?
Thank you for the heart, Sister Ellie.
Yeah, right.
Sister Elsie.
Denise.
Appreciate the love. Loving you
Connie.
right now.
Yes, Ashley, Sandra, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. It's been a
Thank you
while.
to even those that
Come on,
are
you will
here
enjoy the story.
listening
So, continue to
in the
watch,
back. Appreciate
subscribe
each
if you
and every
haven't
one
done
that
so
are
as
here.
yet, and like up the videos and share with your friends. And thank you for being here. So, as I always say, Philippians 4 verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth me. So whatever you find to do today, do it to the best of your ability. Bye bye. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Simply Michelle. Happy to have you. And if you're here for the first time, I have been reading the story called The Promise, written by moi, of course. And it has been going so far with Ben and Tessa. So without itching, let's get right into the story to see what they're up to. Good morning, my love. Good morning, Mrs. Allen. You were up early, looking gorgeous as usual. That made her smile. Thank you, Mr. Allen. Can you freshen up and join me downstairs for breakfast? We have a full day ahead of us. I just want to ensure we have an early start. She said, well, since you asked so nicely, my dear, and I do like your delicious treats, he said with a cheeky knowing look. Suddenly Tessa's mind went to last evening. Oh, Mrs. Allen, I do love the way you are open to explore. Is the blindfold too tight or is it fine? It is fine, she responded. He nibbled on her ear, testing, then gently tapped her on the bottom. She drummed and giggled. Soon after, he placed her on the bed. He leaned down. Mr. Allen, she murmured, puckering her lips, thinking he was going to kiss her. Do you want me to kiss you, Mrs. Allen? He whispered softly in her ears. Yes, she breathed. Where? He asked. Everywhere, she whispered.
You like it?
I need you to be more specific, Mrs. Allen. He is not playing fair, thought Tessa. Please, Ben. She felt hot and bothered. Please, my love. He's teasing. Asked. Please. Please what? my love? He teasingly asked. Touch me, she whispered, feeling shy. He was so close, yet she had no clue if he was in front of her or behind. Her eyes still blindfolded, his scent rich and intoxicating. She reached for him immediately, but he stepped back. Look, not yet, he teased and scolded. Tessa got impatient and annoyed, trying to loosen the blindfold. Look, he said, and kissed her on the forehead. What? Ben heard the longing in her voice and moved in and tugged at her lip. Oh, Mrs. Allen, why so impatient? He said, teasing her. I am persuaded and I want my gratification now. I will beg, please, she said, and Ben smiled at her tenderly. He moved to his wife and take her in a million different places. He removed her blindfold, then whispered in her ears, I need you to have all your senses for this, baby. Then he suddenly kissed and nibbled her. Tessa's eye widened instantaneously.
Time with me, Mr. and Mrs.
Earl to Tessa? Earl to Tessa? Repeated Ben. What are you thinking about so intensely? He asked. You, she responded, with a humongous grin followed by a giggle. She loved the adorable, playful Ben, toying with her libido. She wished her seductive skills were better. That is one thing she vowed to herself to start working on. To leave the playing field balance, she thought.
Never played
I thought you wanted us to go and have our breakfast. Instead, you are here reminiscing. How about we get back to bed and do it all over, he said, tickling her. Then behave, she yelled. Not until you let me know what part of last night you were thinking about that got you so distracted and mesmerized. Tessa could not hold back the laughter. She was now cracking up, rolling, twirling around in his hold. She finally got away from him and smirked at him. Then, look at my outfit. Now it's all wrinkled, she murmured. He looked at her and threw her a kiss. By now, the breakfast must be cold, she said and left for the kitchen. It's not my fault. I can't get enough of you, he yelled and smiled. Soon after breakfast, Ben decided to get down to business. Ring, ring, Mrs. Jones? Phone buzz. Hello. Hey, son. Good morning. Now, how are you, Tessa? Good morning, Mom. We're fine. Thank you for asking. What is Dad up to? Is he attending to the clinic or his early morning walk? No, son. He's back from walking 30 minutes ago. So you called. What's up? What's the matter? Ben sighed, not sure as to what to say or how to ask the question. Well, I met this lady at the hotel where Tess and I were staying in Jamaica. It turns out she might be my sister, said Ben. Then there was a sudden, awkward pause. Mom, are you still there? He asked. Tessa looked up from doing her laundry at the sudden concern in Ben's voice. I'm here, son. I'm here. I'm just taken aback by what you have just said. So who is this lady? Her name is Tessa Rowe, Mrs. Tessa Rowe. She's the marketing manager at the hotel we were staying. She looks alike, a lot like me. It's weird, the way we run into each other. However, she's really a nice lady. She was really supportive in helping me to understand both our positions. Apparently, her dad has the same name as mine. He's also deceased. He was from right there in Ohio, in our village. Do you know of a lady by the name of Dolores Brown? That name, yeah, the name of the person was her mom. Called Mrs. Jones. Are you alright, mother? Yes, I am. I'm fine, son. First of all, yes, I do know of a situation where your dad had a daughter that was taken away by the lady by that name, Dolores Brown. Your dad was young at the time. He didn't met your mom as yet. The young lady he got pregnant was a well-off, from a well-off family to be exact.
Pocket
As a
bus.
result, they did not approve of the relationship between her and her dad. So they took Dolores and the child away and made it impossible for your dad to find them. So over the years, even when your father met your mom, it put a strain on their marriage. Your dad was unhappy, not knowing how to find his child, not knowing if she was dead or alive. Your mom asked Baron and I to try, to find her. Needless to say, we didn't. We were very unsuccessful. As a result, we did not know what to do when your parents died, so we opted not saying a word to you as we tried endlessly to find her, but of no avail. Not knowing what, they were really saying, how they would have treated you, said Mrs. Jones. There was a long pause. Son, are you still there? She inquired. I am here, Mom, he said in a low tone, barely audible. Honestly, son, I was just trying to protect you from the prejudice of that family. I am not blaming you, Mother. However, I don't wish that you guys had said something. That way I would have been in the loop. But instead, I looked like a fool, not knowing anything. At least, Tessa's mom told her she got a head start, to be honest. And really, trying not to be excited about it or, until I know the DNA result. Therefore, don't worry about it, Mom. Everything I think it happened in life for a reason. I'm just grateful that I have a sibling, or just the mere hope of me having a sibling makes me excited. And Tessa seems to be like a really nice person. Nevertheless, I am still going ahead with the test. I don't want no more surprises, expressed Ben. Yes, agreed, said Mrs. Jones. I am grateful you have a sister. That do put me and your dad at ease. We're not getting any younger, and we won't be around forever. Therefore, you getting to know more about your family members are great. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate that. Happy rest of the evening. Please, feeling down on the situation. Love you both, he said. All right, son, love you. And give my love to Tessa, said Mrs. Jones and ended the call. How about I help you putting the laundry away, my love? Thank you, Ben. That would be awesome. That that would help me to go a little faster, I have called my dad and granddad earlier. They said to give you their love. I was thinking, how about we invite your sister and her family for the summer? Or we can go down to Jamaica, spend some time with them, whichever suits best. After you get the results of the dating, of course. That is an excellent idea, my love. I will bear it in mind. Thank you for suggesting. Ring, ring. Hello, Ben. Hey, Michael, what's up? I was just calling to see if you guys are back. Yes, we're back, Michael. Thanks. We are home safely. I have some news to share with you guys soon.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Looking forward to hearing what it is. So how do it feel to be a married man? Oh, love, Ben. I see. You called to scoop up my life or you called to really check on me? Well, Mike, it feels good. Having a loving, beautiful, God-fearing woman that loves me back, it has been truly great. Amongst other things that comes along with it, now you will have to wait until you get married to experience those things. Chocolate again. All right. Mr. Married Man, don't show off on me, don't flaunt it in my face, huh? Laugh, Michael. Anyway, Michael, I am helping my wife with some laundry. Catch you later. And the saga begins. Where the married man dash right single friends. Are you trying to talk Jamaican? I'm not trying. I have it down, man. Alright, Michael. Alright. Okay, so give Tessa my love, said Michael and ended the call. Later that evening, I'm too full.
Thank you, sis.
My love,
So
he
the
said.
other one is completed, so I'm gonna put it over it and show you what it looks like.
I will have it another time, he said, rubbing his stomach. Tessa cleared the table and filled the dishwasher. So we are all set for school tomorrow? Do you wish to watch a movie with me? Asked Tessa. I am longing to try out that humongous 90-inch flat screen television. As she picked up at Ben through her thick lashes, and he gazed at her with a smile, then asked, "What movie do you have in mind?" "Well, love and basketball," she responded. "Oh, okay. This is good," he says, appreciatively as he took her in his arms, cuddling in the sofa to watch the movie. "Where did you learn to cook so well? Did your dad teach you?" Ben asked. "Well, yes. And some things I picked up on my own here and there." "Okay," he said. "There is something I've been needing to let you know as well." "What? What is that?" she asked. "My dad had gifted me a cabin for our wedding present. Very nice and modern." Wow.
Yeah, she's a nurse, so she don't want the low neckline. She said when she bend down to see in her bosom, so she keep her necklines up.
Yes, they do.
And she's very wide, so she hips it.
This time it's not about them. I am referring to.
She shape nice, man. She very hipsy.
He left it in his will for me to inherit.
She want a one
his
pocket.
old cabin. When I came of age
And it's not
and
iron.
get wed,
Let me go
put
closer.
instructions for the Joneses
So you
to
can see the
refurbish.
style. This is the previous one that was on the mannequin that I did before. But this one is a V-neck and that one is a round neck.
Invested before he passed. Along with the
Empire.
cabin, I have also inherited over 100 million US dollars that was given to me on my 21st birthday. I didn't appreciate it at that time. Nevertheless, I have come to do so now. Apart from that, I have saved some money over the years, every penny, that was given to me by the Joneses, and also the summer jobs I've worked, and so on and so forth. That is an other 1.5 mil.
She have wide hips.
You are a rich man, Mr. Allen, said Tessa with a smirk.
And it's not
We
iron,
are,
as it.
Mrs. Allen. What is mine is yours, said Ben with a stern look on his face. However, I didn't marry you for your money, Mr. Allen. That I do
Okay,
know,
thank you.
Mrs. Allen. Interjected Ben. You know, I am not a materialistic woman. Also, I have my own money as well. Why did you brought it up? Asked Tessa. Reason being, you are my wife, and I believe in transparency.
And we have 3 more to go.
Besides, anything can happen to me. As a
Along
result,
with
I need to know you
3
will
other
be well taken
dresses.
care of, expressed Ben. Please don't talk like that, my
9 more
love.
minutes
Nothing is going to happen to you, said Tessa, looking concerned.
before we conclude this video.
All right, I was just
Yeah, I
making
don't want
a
to go on
point.
2 hours.
Let's go back to the movie, he said, and hugged her closer. Following morning, after the breakfast dishes had cleared, Tessa and Ben left for the hospital, fully charged and ready for the day ahead. Good morning, Mr. Allen. Welcome back to the real world. Sam could barely finish his statement as all the elderly ladies and Ben's ward yelled, "Congratulations!" As Ben turned the corner, it all caused him to jump. My goodness! Are you all trying to give me a heart attack? Said Ben, smiling. No, we're not, Dr. Ollie. Welcome back. Ben leaned down and hugged her.
So this is the sleeve.
Ben, 2 favored patients,
I do the double
forward
sleeve in
with
the
a
face
gift
itself.
basket. Dr. Ollie, on the behalf of Cheryl, myself, and Ward 7, of course,
These are the
with the
face
help
things.
of the beautiful nurses, we present to you this basket to show our love and appreciation. Congratulations
So
on
the
getting
one
married.
here.
You have been like a family to us all. Here on this wall, you have brought light and comfort to our lives, even when all else looks so dim. We love you, Doctor, expressed Irene, and handed him the basket
Princess.
of hard-made cushion
So
items,
this is the part I go to the side.
wonderfully made with care and love. Cheryl stepped forward and hugged Ben, followed by Irene. Thank you all, ladies. On the behalf of my
This is the
wife
center
and
front.
I, we will put your gifts to good use. Appreciate you all.
Piece of this
expressed
go to
Ben.
the left.
After
the next
which
piece go
Sam
to the right.
Michaels had joined the group. You knew there was a surprise awaiting me, don't you? Did you, Sam?
This is the
asked
back
Ben.
piece.
And Sam looked away, playing coy.
The pleat, the split.
I plead the fifth, smiled Sam. Married life
next
grew
princess
with you,
piece
my
for the back.
friend. You're looking
Yeah, some
radiant
other
as
journal,
ever.
please.
I guess what they say about getting married, releasing all the years of grease from one's back is real, expressed Michael. Then threw his head along with Sam and they both were bursting up with laughter. Seriously, Michael, where do you get your information about these things, dude? Asked Ben. Sam, I need you to do something for me because, I just can't deal with Michael. What do you
But
need me to
running
do?
from Michael.
Don't worry, something that is done in your department. I found out I have a sister by my biological father. Therefore, this is her lock of hair, also the swab that I took from her. Can I get back the result ASAP sometime today? Asked Ben. Sure, no problem. You know what? I will get on it right away, said Sam. Thank you, man, responded Ben as Sam left the room. Michael's eyes widened. What? So this is what you said you had to share over the phone? Wow!
So neckline.
Expressed Michael, looking flabbergasted. Yes, dude. It's scary. Yet I'm grateful to have a possible sibling. The waiting process is the toughest part of it all, said Ben. I know, exclaimed Michael, as they both stood silent for a good while. So how is Tessa taking this? Inquired Michael. You know, Tess, she's very supportive and she's happy for me. Above all, she's my number one cheerleader. And she's hoping and praying that it turns out that Tessa
really appreciate
is
you
indeed
all.
my sister.
Bless your sister Elsie.
So,
Really do appreciate you.
your supposed
others that
sister
came
name is
last.
Tessa? Inquired
And
Michael.
those who are
And
here.
your wife's name is Tessa? Oh man, is the universe playing some trick with you? Ben chuckled. Hey Michael, you I love you, man. You always
Give it to
the
Michael
smile
to
on my
tell the
face.
truth.
Honestly, it's crazy. It's crazy. I thought that to myself. Oh man, I don't know what God have in store, but whatever it is, dude, I'm just sitting still and learning to be patient and take it one day at a time.
Amen.
Express Ben. So guys, we have come to the end of another video. So here you have it. So after all, Ben made a sibling. And it all looks as if it's a done deal, don't you? What are the odds that both their parents have the same name, from the same village? Mrs. Jones also know of the situation. I guess for Ben's own peace of mind, he wants that DNA. And I don't blame him. So, let me know what you think in the comments. And yes, you have reached that all in the video. Come on, man. What hinder you from subscribing? Subscribe. Yes. And continue to watch. A matter of fact, go back to the previous video so you can see
Yes,
where the
thank you,
story
Sister Elsie.
is coming from and where it's
So,
heading.
the charm one.
Because the story will be coming to bone, as my grandmother would say. So thank you guys for coming. Thank you for all the comments that are going up in the comment section. I appreciate each and every one of you, my lovely, lovely subscribers and supporters, silent watchers. You are also valuable. I appreciate each and every one of you. And like I always say, Philippians 4 verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth me. So whatsoever you find to do today, do it to the best of your ability. Bye bye.
Yes, guys, so we have basically reached the end of the story for today. And thank you all for keeping my company. In the next minute, then I'll end. And I appreciate you keeping my company, Sister Elsie, and the others that have been there, silent watchers. Appreciate you all. You guys, thank you for your support. It's not about the crowd, even with YouTube. Yes, the numbers add up, but it's the loyalty, and I really do appreciate you guys. For those that have made themselves known, Sister Elsie, Sister Mary Ellis, and yeah, appreciate you guys. Really do appreciate you for coming in. And yeah, as the end of our video, the scripture said, Philippians 4 verse 30, I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. So whatsoever you find to do today, do it to the best of your ability. And thank you, love you guys. And of course you'll see me in the street. Sister Elsie, of course, Mary Ellis. I noticed that most of the time when you come on in the night, I'm either going to bed or I'm distracted, sewing or doing something, but I'm going to have to make the effort because you have been a darling for being here, staying with us. I appreciate you. So definitely Mary Ellis, unique vlog. Love, bless you and appreciate you. And sister Elsie, of course. You know, she need no introduction. Sister Elsie Knight, born again. You know, love you guys. Appreciate you. Bye bye. And to those who have not acknowledged themselves today, thank you. Your presence also counts and it also supports the channel. So God love you and bye bye.